Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I'm Vikram. In this class, we'll try to understand align items property in Flexbox. And this is another property which is dependent upon the concept of main axis and cross axis. So the details about main and cross axis has already been discussed in our previous videos. If you haven't watched that video, please watch that video and come back here, because that understanding is very much important for you to understand what we are going to discuss in this class. So let's go on to our align items concept by using the definitions. Align item property controls alignment along the cross axis. So what is cross axis? And these cross axis and main axis are dependent upon the flex direction. So if the flex direction is row, the cross axis is going to be vertical. And if the flex direction is column, the cross axis is going to be the horizontal axis. So that is the difference between the align items and justify content. Okay. So the property values, the values that can be applicable for align items, or these are the values. 5 values are applicable. It is flex start, flex end, center, and stretch and baseline. So we'll try to understand these values by using an example. This is the example that I have considered, the same example that we are taking it from the last 3 to 4 videos. So we are having 2 paragraphs, and I have commented out this image. There is an use of this image. We'll try to understand that later. So, and these are all the properties that we are having. So as of now, so just remove this. So we haven't allocated any value for align items, and the flex direction is row, means the cross axis. The align items work on based upon the concept of cross axis. If the flex direction is row, the main axis is row. The main axis is horizontal axis. The cross axis is vertical axis. Means the alignment is done based upon this vertical axis. Now what we will start with flex start, and it will not make any difference, but we will start with this. So let's see the output. So because the elements are in the flex direction is row, so the cross axis is vertical. So the top, the alignment is done to the start, means it is going to be on the top, because the alignment is based upon the cross axis. So if it is, as the cross axis is vertical, flex start is going to be on the top. So that is why it is fixing in that position. Try to understand that. Okay. Now if we change it to from row to column, if we change the flex direction from row to column, now what is the cross axis? Because the flex direction is column, the main axis is vertical. Now the cross axis is perpendicular to it, which is horizontal. Now for a horizontal cross axis, if the cross axis is horizontal, what is the flex start? Flex start is left, means the values will remain the same, but the elements will be in the column direction. So let's see the output. See, the elements are in the column direction, and the cross axis is horizontal, and it is going to be to the left of it, left to the flex box. So that is the reason why it is always in the top of it. Now we will change it to flex end. So this will make you understand the concept of align items. So now I'll change it to flex end. Now with this, and the flex direction is column. Now can you guess what is the cross axis? As we have already discussed, column, main axis is column. So the main axis is column, and what is the cross axis? The cross axis is horizontal to it. Now if that is the case, what is the flex end? Flex end is going to be so the cross axis is horizontal, the flex end is going to be right side, because cross axis is horizontal. If the cross axis is horizontal, the flex end is going to be based upon the horizontal axis. What is the flex end? Flex end is going to be the right hand side part, right part of the flex box. So let's see the output. See, the right part, and the element, the flex direction is column. Try to understand this, don't get confused. Okay. Now if I change it to row, So for the row, the flex direction is row, the main axis is going to be in the horizontal axis. Now the cross axis is going to be the vertical one. Now based upon the cross axis, we are going to get the flex end. So for the vertical cross axis, the flex end is going to be at the bottom. Now the elements will get arranged. The elements will be in the row direction, but they will get arranged at the bottom. So let's see the output. So how it will get displayed. See, the elements are horizontal because it is row, flex direction is row, and they are getting arranged at the bottom because the cross axis is vertical. Try to understand this. Align items, the property is based upon the cross axis. Based upon the cross axis, the elements will get aligned. Okay. Okay. So now let's go on to our center. So if it is row, center is going to be in between. So this is the center. And the same, if we change it to the column, it will be to the center in this way. So the elements are in the column direction, and the cross axis is going to be horizontal. So it is going to get the elements into the middle of it. So this is how the elements will get arranged. Okay. Now coming to the other two properties, which are stretch and baseline. So we'll try to understand these concepts. So here what we will do is, so the stretch concept will be very much easily understandable if we use images. So I am just uncommenting it, and I am commenting these two paragraphs. So stretching means because the text will not get stretched. So the best way to understand the concept of stretch is by using image. So let's see the output. So here what are the values? The column is there and it is stretch. Now what happens? What happens is the flex direction is column. So the main axis is this vertical. Now the cross axis is horizontal. So the image will get stretched to the maximum of horizontal axis, to the extremes of horizontal axis, in the sense it is, so horizontal axis means in this case it is cross axis. Okay, so let's see the output. So it is stretching towards the horizontal axis. So we will see that by using inspect element. So if we see this, if I put my cursor onto this image, so what we will do is we'll just, okay, so if I put my cursor towards this, okay, so this is not, I'm not able to see this. Okay, so now it is getting stretched towards the cross axis. Okay, now what we will do is, if I click on this div, so we can change the values here. So see here, so if I am keeping the align items on this stretch, see the arrow marks are towards the cross axis, horizontal axis. Try to understand this. The arrow marks are going towards the horizontal axis. Now if I change this column to row, we can change the values in the inspect elements also. So I'll just make it as row. See, I'm just making it as a row. Now if I place my pointer onto the stretch, see how the image is stretching. The image is stretching towards the vertical axis, because now the cross axis is vertical, because the row main axis, the cross axis is vertical. Now the image is stretching towards the vertical axis. See, and the arrow marks, if I place the pointer onto this align items, the arrow marks are showing towards the vertical axis, because the cross axis is vertical. See, the image is stretching towards vertical axis as much as possible. That is the use of stretch. And what about baseline? So the baseline means the items of the container, items of the flex box will be arranged towards the baseline. So let's see the output. So first we will change the content. So I'll comment out this image and I'll uncomment these paragraphs. Now what happens is the items of the container, the items of the Flexbox will be arranged to the baseline. So the paragraph is, if this is the width of the paragraph, the items will be towards the baseline, the margins will be removed. So that is the use of this baseline. So let's see the output. So I have made these paragraphs. So these are all the paragraphs, and if I click on it, and if I click on this div, and I'll make this as, okay, so I didn't made it as a stretch. Okay, once we will see the paragraphs by using this stretch, see they are getting arranged. Okay, so we will go on to the baseline. So with the text we cannot see the stretch items. Okay, so and I'll make it as a row. Now let's see the output. So we'll make it as column. So here in this case, now if I place it on the baseline, if I place the cursor onto the baseline, see, so we were not able to see paragraph. We'll go to the paragraph. Okay, so the elements are getting placed onto the baseline of the elements. We were not able to visualize this concept. So this is how the baseline with respect to the column and row will work. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. If you have any doubts regarding this concept, please post your doubt in the comment section below. If you feel that this content is helpful to you, please give us a like and please share this video with your friends so that they will also get benefited. Thanks for watching.